Thanks all for coming to our Corrosion and Sustainability Durability Conference seminar. Here on Friday before a weekend. As you can see, we're going to be talking about sustainability, corrosion, and concrete technology today. A lot of it directed towards infrastructure. And so we have extensive corrosion and concrete expertise in our organization with Gerwick's part of the COE group. We have several North American sisters companies, and we have an active program of sharing knowledge and in-depth discussions and professional development. So as you may or may not know, the COE group has about 6,000 professionals worldwide. They are headquartered in Denmark, but they have offices in Africa, Middle East, Far East, North America, several projects in South America. Gerwick joined the COE group in 1987. We were founded as a design company in 71, but before that we were a heavy construction civil company. And right now we have 75 employees and also have some freelance employees too. So these are subsidiaries and offices around the globe. That gives you an idea of the reach in the COE group. Here's North America. There are 3 companies in North America. There's OCC is mostly on the East Coast. Buckland and Taylor's the Pacific Northwest. They also have a Halifax presence. They mostly focus on transportation bridges, and Gerwick has offices in New Orleans and Houston. Our headquarters here in Oakland. We have a one-man office in Long Beach, and we have a historical presence in San Francisco. We have room for 12 people there. And COE has many departments, and the focus for expertise in corrosion concrete technology is 95 employees dedicated to operations and maintenance, management, risk assessment analysis as structures get older. As everybody's heard, there's quite a structures that were built after World War II are now approaching 50 years old. And so there's this question about maintenance and servicing them. This is becoming more and more relevant. Also, new structures you have to verify long service life. So that would be another part of what we're talking about, how to verify. Army Corps, on some of our projects, they specify 100-year service life. And the Netherlands, they've over 200-year service life, depending on the criticality and the consequence of the structure failing. COE has extensive outreach to industry collaborations and have developed a number of research projects that have wound up producing products like Duracrete, which we'll describe to you, sustainable bridges. So there's a large database of information available through field surveys and theoretical applications. It's an extensive effort, and they have framework agreements with various departments. Gerwick is, as I said, a heavy civil and emphasis on marine projects. We do a lot of oil terminals, port and harbor structures, locks, dams, inland waterways, deep foundations and bridges, pipelines, discharge structures, water conveyance, immersed tubes and bored tunnels, cut and cover, and construction engineering. We try to emphasize design to match construction so that it becomes more practicable. So for combined services, the COE group can provide all of these services, or do a fraction of them as is needed. OCC, our sister company on the East Coast, they do a lot of underwater inspection, and they come out here regularly. They have pre-positioned diving equipment with certified diving engineers. COE has test labs for testing concrete durability or corrosion issues. They have a number of software systems for maintenance management, a whole department on bridge maintenance. Can develop durability strategies, life cycle estimates, as I said, testing and corrosion monitoring, repair designs. The objectives today, we'll try to focus on service life estimates. There's a special topic on steel fiber reinforcement that can do more than historically what people expected it could do. Corrosion issues is always, as I said, a very important topic with aging infrastructure and sustainability. We'll talk about, I have a talk about blast furnace slag, which is a byproduct. And cathodic protection, non-destructive testing. I joined Gerwick in 1983, and before that I was a Ben student for 5 years at Berkeley, got my PhD there in 83, and been with the company ever since. Barrett has headed up the senior specialist with COE. It's head of the COE group on concrete networking and their concrete test lab. And Farbors will be talking here today. He's been with Gerwick, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now? 3 years. And Corolla's his emphasis with concrete durability, does a lot of tunnel and excavation work, so it's all very practical information. I'm a little bit behind my schedule. This is the introduction here. Then we'll be talking. We'll have the first talk, and then I'll have something about Tremy concrete, which has blast furnace slag, and we have a special high-performance lightweight concrete that we're using on a floating barge gate down in Louisiana. We'll have our break, talk about service life predictions. LNG containment, and then fiber reinforced concrete. We'll have a lunch here. I guess we'll be in the back counter there, and then we'll talk about cathodic protection. In here, I believe there's also discussions about straight currents right after lunch. So I hope everybody found parking. And I guess you should feel free to ask questions as they come up to you. You don't necessarily have to hold on to them to the end. There is, if anybody doesn't know, there is parking underneath this building if anybody's parked on the street.